Live.
Due to some violent content, parental discretion is advised.
Test 1 2 testing 1 2 testing. Hello and welcome. Hello and welcome. All right, here we go.
So I don't know what this thing is. I think it's a strip show, dance show.
Work there, dude.
Welcome to
DeaconLive.
DeaconLive.
Welcome back, guys. On today's show, why did they actually pay the ransom for the pipeline? And also, is Amazon dropping the ball on your orders? And Inquisitive Kids actually stops an actual carjacking in midstream. Also, do you have your ticket for the Super Blood Moon Flight coming up here in the next day or two? Stick around for all this and much, much more discussed here on Deacon Live. How are you? How are things? How are things going? You doing okay? Are you finding gas out there? I mean, I think I was listening to the news report this morning, and they said that 70% of the East Coast gas facilities, i.e. gas pumps and your convenience stores, had no gas, 70%. And now that number has dropped down to about 43%, which is not bad, but still 43% of our gas stations don't have gas. I mean, it's eye-opening. It's something like that could affect us so little or so much at the same time. Now, everyone out there hoarding gas and all those crazy people you see. Now, don't forget, take it for what you will. It's a grain of salt. When you see people putting in gas in, Tupperware bins, or the gas in those big, what are they, 550 some odd gallon big tubs and stuff. These are old pictures. They're not new pictures. They're just trying to antagonize us that everyone's hoarding gas, and we have to hoard gas. It's just part of the stream. They'll put the pictures up, like the picture with the car with all the bags of gasoline in it. You know how many times I've seen that picture? Anytime there's a gas problem, whether the price goes up, anytime you see something that doesn't coincide with what we think gas prices should be, or a shortage in this instance, these pictures turn around, they come back out. The one with the girl, I know, you've seen it a million times. The girl who's trying to fill up her laundry basket, and it's got, the holes in her, can't wait to see where this goes. And it just gets shared and shared and shared. Don't fall into it. These things are not, unless you're actually, in my opinion, like the old days when people used to kidnap other people for ransom. Hold a paper, a newspaper, in front of the picture, so you know what date that, this newspaper, as of this date, because this newspaper can't come out in the future, as of this date, this is what's actually happening. So until I see the dates on those pictures, it's just, it's baloney. It's baloney. Now, granted, yes, it does cause a little bit of a scare. I couldn't find gas the other day. I was driving around on fumes, as my mom would say. I'm driving around on fumes. We barely rolled into the gas station as a kid growing up. But it took me a while. I got a little panicky because I left the house with just shy of a quarter of a tank of gas. And where we live, we broadcast just outside of Charlotte, North Carolina, a beautiful little town we like to call Marshville. And it's a long drive to get to the grocery store. I'm like, I got a little bit of less than a quarter of a tank. I should be able to get there and get my groceries. And between the long way home, the 30 miles to get home or the 20 miles to get home, I run across maybe 24 gas stations. But once I get off the main road, then that's it. I'm done. I'm in the woods, in the weeds is what they say. The kids say when they get stuck. But that's what I drove, and nope, bags on the handlebar, and finally I found one, and got my gas, and everything was good. Now my wife, for those of you who don't know, is driving down to Florida actually tonight after the show. I got to go out there and make sure she's got all her luggage in her car and stuff. She was able to find gasoline on Saturday afternoon, but she had to go way out. Her hair appointment, she had to get her hair done, so her hair appointment is way out in the sticks. and they have a small little mom and pop gas station out there, and they had gas 93 because she has 93 in the Acura. Not the Acura. Whew, don't let me say that out loud. In the Audi, I know, baller. But well, hold on, I'm going to get in a baller story here in a minute. So she found 93 octane because she's got the turbocharge in the Audi. And so she found it and came back, and she's like going, well, you know, I got a full tank of gas. I'm heading to Florida tonight. I hope I can find gas stations down there. Now, if she leaves the house here, she can drive for a good 4.5 hours. That puts her right around the Savannah area. So hopefully she's got her little gas buddy on, and she's looking for gas, you know, a couple of exits before she runs out, because I had to drive a little bit to find mine. So she's leaving this evening, so hopefully she'll text me in the middle of the night saying, I found gas, I was able to fill up. And then she's going down for her niece's graduation. She's graduating from college. And there is one of her nieces has a birthday. So it's like a birthday party and a graduation celebration all at once. But she's going to Florida. Mask! No mask down there. They are Wild West down there. They are wide open. Speaking of Wild West, check out my shirt. They call it Crush, what do they call it? Crush Threads. That's what this shirt's called. Anyway, so she's going down there, and she's going to be in parties, you know, kids, teenagers, young adults, 20 to 20 some odd years old. She's going to be in an arena. She's going to go to an actual high school football game. One of her nieces is a cheerleader on the squad. There's a football game, a homecoming football game down there. She's doing that. She's got a packed weekend, but it's no masks, no nothing. Now she's going to wear a mask. She probably won't. As soon as she gets there, she'll be the only one. She'll be the only one down there wearing a mask. And everyone's like going, you know, where are you from? And she's like, I'm from North Carolina. She'll shake her little hips and keep on walking. But that's okay, because neither one of us has gotten the vaccine, and neither one of us plan on, unless it's delegated by law or her job. My job is here on the French, and her job to get the vaccination. So she's going down there, and she'll be gone for. She says she'll be back on Monday, but I doubt it. She's going to stay down there till Tuesday. Well, drive up on Tuesday. So, but, you know, you've heard past stories of me being a bachelor king, bachelor life here on the property. No, it's not working this time. No, you know what it is? You know, normally I go grocery shopping. You guys know this. When I do bachelor, it's always like ravioli, a bag of Doritos, a thing of Ho-Hos or some kind of Hostess cakes, a thing of chocolate milk, a couple cases of beer, and maybe a frozen pizza. And that usually lasts me until she gets back. You know, the quantities might differ, but most of that will last until she gets back. But I didn't get it this time. Of course, I'm trying to watch my diet. I'm not eating no Doritos. I can't have any, you know, raviolis. I've been eating eggs and avocados in the morning, and a grilled chicken with an Asiago overlay. I know it sounds fancy, but it's not. It's just chicken with shredded Asiago on it. Overlay sounds better, doesn't it? Doesn't it sound better? So that's what I've been eating for the last couple nights or last couple of weeks. Just trying to get my whatever my doctor says I have or something. But that's another story in itself. So she's going down there. So I got to bachelor up. And I don't have any free time. You think I'm going to sit around and watch video or play videos and video games and watch movies all day? No. Guess tomorrow she's like, I made an appointment for the dogs, the vet appointment for both dogs. That'll be at noon. And then Friday, I need you to go down and I need you to see this guy and make sure you pick up this and don't forget, you know, to do this. And then on Saturday, I need you to go 2 towns over, which is 50 miles, 100 miles round trip. No gas in the area. Reminder. I need you to go pick up that special hay that we got last time because it works so well for the horses. And then on Sunday, you can do whatever you want on Sunday. Oh, that's right. You don't forget you're going to paint while I'm not here because I don't like the fumes. So you got to paint the bedroom 2 separate colors, 2 accent walls and 2 mandatory walls. I don't know. Figure it out. And then on Monday, don't forget, we have the vet coming in. He's going to float 2 of the horse's teeth. Now, to float a horse's teeth, they have to sedate them. They have to give them drugs, and they have to literally, like, hold them up. Like, they strap them up, and then they go and float their teeth. I know everyone's going, oh, my molars. But they have to do that, and that's an all-day thing. So I'm like, am I watching movies? Not till late at night. Am I playing video games? Probably won't play them until she gets back. So that's my bachelor life week coming up here in the next day or two. You can hear the things going off here. When we come back, we were talking about getting gas and ballers and stuff. Well, I went out shopping the other day. My wife wants me to get something, and I'll dive into that when we get back. You're listening to Deacon Live right here on Prophet Radio. I'll be right back. Welcome back to Deacon Live. Make sure you follow us on all our social networks, and the way you do that is go to Prophet Radio, Prophet Radio. Click on the social contacts, and while you're there, you can get some free swag. We got a whole bunch of new stickers coming in and some new magnets for you guys. So pick out what you want there. There's a couple different packages. Just fill out the little form there, and we'll send it directly to your house. Don't worry, I'm not going to do anything with your email address. I got enough shit to do here on the property. Remember, I got to float horses' teeth and take dogs to veterinary doctors things. I got to get hay. I got too much. I got to paint stuff. What am I going to do? I'm a one-man show here. I don't want to sit here and fiddle through your email address, and I don't have time. So just fill that out. It's kind of a thank you. Hey, thanks for listening to us. We appreciate it. And just trying to get the word out for everyone else out there that's not aware of us. Now, something that you might not be aware of, that all the bands that you hear on this show, on the Deacon Live podcast, most of them are independent artists. They are not signed to any record label. I would say signed, like major record label deal, your top 5, like Epics and Rhino, and I guess I'm dating myself on the BMI, all those big record deals. But they are on some kind of a record deal. They're very independent artists. I guess that's the best way I can explain it. So I want you to go out there and show them some love, share them with all your friends and stuff, and you can see all their little logos and icons over there on the Prophet Radio landing page. Now, for our bands out there, or musicians that think they have that number one song, the American Songwriter lyric contest, you can enter that right now. The 2021 lyric contest judges panel. All right, so here you go. Since 1984, the American Songwriter lyric contest has been helping aspiring songwriters get exposure. Enter your groundbreaking lyrics today and get in front of top songwriters like Art. This is the lead singer of Everclear. He's written more than the songs for Everclear, but he's done a lot more. You can win a guitar, and then there's a whole lot more that you can do. For more information, I'll post this up on the Deacon Live section of the website. And here's a little inspirational words from Alex himself, the lead singer and one of the judges here at the American Songwriter Lyric Competition. Oh, let's turn him on. Probably never heard that before, right?
Hey everybody, I am Art Alexakis from the band Everclear, and I don't usually dress like this. I'm on a video shoot right now, but when I'm not doing this or out rocking with my band, I'm so proud to be on the judges panel for the 2021 American Songwriter Lyric Contest. You have a groundbreaking lyric that you know is going to change the world? You need to get it in front of people like me, singer-songwriters, producers, and recording artists. And by entering today, you can win some really great prizes. So best of luck, send us those lyrics, and keep doing what you're doing. Bye.
So there you go. He's one of the judges. He seems a little off. He seems like he's, slow. I don't know. I hate to say that, but yeah, he's a little off there. He's getting old, man. He was an old guy when he started the band Everclear, and now he's even older. A little bit might be setting in for him. You know what I mean? Now, speaking of getting old, my wife is going down to Florida, and one of the things that she wants me to do is when she comes back, she's got a whole bunch of horse shows that she's got to do. She's got a couple events to do, some clinics, some classes, all that stuff, and she wants me to buy a new truck. Well, I've got a nice truck. I've got a nice Chevy Silverado out there, but it's a 1500. At the time, we weren't pulling, 4 or 5 horses weighing, 3,500 pounds each. I don't know how much a horse weighs, but they're big. So she wants me to get a brand new truck. All right, that's fine, no problem. And I've got a friend of mine's buying my old truck from me. There's nothing wrong with my old truck. It's practically brand new, other than a little wear and tear. You spill a little bit here. You don't pick up that stuff there. But for the most part, it's a brand new truck. It's a 2011 Chevy Silverado. So we went out shopping, like kicking the tires type thing. And we went to, we were going to get another Chevy, another Chevy truck. So we went out to our local place that normally services my other truck. So we show up and we take I'm like, babe, just dress as basic as you can. We don't want to look like ballers, just dress as basic as you can. And we'll drive the little red farm truck. And for those of you who don't know, I've got a little red 1992 red Nissan 5 on the floor. D21 trunk. Man, that thing is solid. It's got 206,000 miles on it, but it sounds like just like the day you drove it off the lot. We bought it from a guy used. His uncle passed away, had no use for it. I said, I'll take it. So bought it. We've been driving around ever since. So this little truck, it's not fancy. It's not flashy. It's a little red truck, 1992. So it's got a little quirks with it, a little character with it. So we pull up into the parking lot, and the parking lot at the Chevy dealership is wide open. Wide, like nothing. When I say wide open, like all the spots are wide open. There's no vehicles in the parking lot. So the one guy, I'm like, you can see him out of the corner of your eye like a vulture. So this one guy starts walking over. I'm like, here he comes, babe. I said, let's get in the truck and drive to that side of the dealership. So we get in that truck, drive it down to the other side of the dealership, because I'm not walking that parking lot. It's freaking hot out. Get to the other side, and we're looking at the other trucks. And I'm like, well, I don't see any trucks. So finally he catches up to us. He's like, good morning. I'm like, where the hell are your trucks? And he's like, I don't know, man. He's like, we're waiting on them. I'm like, what do you mean waiting on? Oh, the whole microchip thing. Yeah. He's like, we've been waiting on them. He's like, we've got a couple over there and a couple over there. What are you looking for? Man, I'm looking for, and I told him what I was looking for. I said, basically, that truck over there with that interior and that technical package and that towing package, but I want the bigger engine. I don't want the little engine that comes with it. I want a bigger engine. Well, let's go over there and look at it. So we get in the car or truck, turn around, drove back to the other one, and we're looking at it. And my wife goes, can I get inside? He's like, sure, let me go get the keys. I'm like, babe. So he leaves to get the keys. I'm like, babe, don't say anything. Don't go, oh my God, this is so cool. Just blow everything, blow your wad in the first sentence. That way he knows we're hooked. You want to maintain your composure. Maintain your composure. So he comes back and he does the whole cool thing. My truck does the same thing. It's a 2011 where he starts the truck from across the parking lot. And I'm like going, come on, guy. Is that all you got? Is that all you got as far as like shows? A little impressment? Nope. So he comes up. We sit in it. It is absolutely stunning. Absolutely beautiful inside. It's got the full front seat and the full back seat. You know what I mean? Sometimes they'll have like a half back seat. It's a full front and back. A little shorter bed though, but that's fine. And it's got everything. It's got the cameras and the lights and the dings and the motion detector and all that stuff. So I'm like, all right. He goes, well, let's go inside and run some numbers. I said, let's not. And you find me this truck, same exact truck, and with the bigger engine. Well, hold on. Let me go get my, sure, go get whoever you want. You can get Mr. Chevrolet himself. So he comes back with another guy, younger guy. His teeth are all white, and he's probably maybe early 30s, maybe just turned 30. Now, I'm not a young guy, but I'm not an old guy. And this will probably be my 5th, 6th actual brand new vehicle I've ever purchased. So you know what I'm talking about. You understand how the deal works. The game, the dance is what they call. So he's telling me this and telling me that, and I'm like going, well, so how do we get you into this truck? I go, you're not getting me in this truck there, bucko. I want this truck. I don't care what the outside color looks like. I want the inside package, inside this. I want all that stuff. Outside color, don't care. But I want this exact truck with the larger engine. Oh, I got one on my computer right now. Great. One guy's name was Matt, the original guy. Matt, you got my email address? I do. All right. Email me what he has on his computer and I'll look over it. Well, when are you looking at buying one? I said I could buy it now. I could buy it in 30 days. Doesn't matter to me. Well, if you don't buy it now, it might be gone tomorrow. That's fine. I said, we're going to go have lunch. If you email it to me now, I can look at it and then we can go from there. So, and then he's telling me the history about how he got to be at that job. You know, he's just buttering me up and fluffing me up with a bunch of stories and how he's the common man and he's the guy connecting with everyone. I don't care. I don't care. I honestly don't care. I do like that they had great service. Like, when I say service, like their vehicle service. Anyone can buy a damn car. I want that one. All right, fill out the paperwork. All right, you're gone. Now, service-wise, I want a good company or a good service department. If you got a shitty service department, I'm going somewhere else. So I told the guy, look, we're going to go have lunch, work up whatever you got. And I looked at him and I go, and when you send the offer over, make sure it's your best offer, because I don't have to go back and forth with this, okay? Make it your best offer. Blah, blah, blah. And he's like, well, you know, I sold all. Okay, fine. I got it. Cars are scarce. Find the truck, send it to me, and we're done. And what was this past Saturday? And now we're working into Thursday now. Nothing. Haven't heard a thing back from him. So he just wanted to sit down and run my credit and and take the punches on my credit score. Credit score's fine. Couldn't be better. But so I'm still waiting on that. But yeah, we're going to buy a new truck. Probably a 2021, if they can find them, if they can put the chips in them. I heard they were taking the chips and actually taking the chips and putting them into TVs, because the companies that actually make the chips that run the trucks, they said, let's focus on everyone staying at home. No one's going to be driving around. Now that we got this gas shortage and a whole bunch of other stuff that's happened in the last 16 months, we're going to put all the microchips and all our efforts into chips for TVs, because everyone's going to be at home. Everyone's going to be watching TV. Oops, hit the microphone. Boom here. And no one's going to be driving around. No one's going anywhere because, one, no one has a job. And two, everyone's got COVID or trying not to get COVID. So we're going to concentrate all our efforts on a half factory making microchips and putting them in TVs. Well, what happened? There's no trucks. Ford, anyone, all the big trucks that need all the microchips and stuff to make them run and stuff. Nope, not happening. So now I'm sitting here waiting. And I'm waiting, and I'm waiting. And the problem is, the guy who wants to buy my truck, I said, look, man, I can't sell this house before and move into this house until I can find a house to move into, type deal. So he understands, he's waiting. So that's where we're at. But yeah, if you see the auto lots and stuff, there's no vehicles in them, because that's part of what's happening with this whole pandemic, that everyone kind of knee-jerk reaction. Let's all stay at home. Let's shut everything down. When we shut everything down, there's I hate to use the word trickle-down theory because it's a taboo word in itself, but that's what's happening right now. And I hope that everyone's getting along and trying to behave as best they can with this. Now, speaking of trickle-down and behaving and stuff, have you ever ordered something from Amazon and gotten it perfect? I mean, for the most part, perfect. But when Amazon messes up, they mess up sometimes in your favor. And I'll dive into that story here when we come back. You're listening to Deacon Live right here on Prophet Radio. I'll be right back. Welcome back to Deacon Live. Make sure you follow us on all our social networks. And the way you do that is go to Prophet Radio, PROPHET Radio. While you're there, don't forget, for every podcast that we do, we have a matching video. What's going on here in the studio, you can see it live over there on the Deacon Live section. And also there's a shared on section. So if you just want to skip to the fun parts and see some of the stories that we talk about, we punch them up there as well. If you want to see a picture and stuff, it's over there on the Deacon Live section. But you can watch us in real time here in the studio. You can see my monitor. You can see everything that goes on here in the studio at the same time. So when I'm talking about a story, you can see it on the screen at home. I look good in 1080 DPI or whatever you want to call it. And I got my Crushed Thread shirt on today. It's kind of it's a checkered pattern. It looks real nice. I'm due for a haircut, so my hair is kind of greased down a little bit. I shaved and everything. I always shave before the show. And I got a couple little breakouts there. So, I mean, that's visually what I look like until you get over the podcast section of the website, and you can see that over there on Deacon Live. Now, you ever had your ID stolen? With today's society, online banking and everything like that, online theft of ID, you get your Facebook hacked more than you get your ID stolen now. You hear more about people getting their Facebook feeds hacked rather than actually stealing their ID. There's a lot of safety measures that are in place now. Thank God for that, being in the banking industry. But this gentleman right here, no thanks. This gentleman right here, a man accused of buying a $58,000 SUV with a stolen ID, posed for the photo at the dealership. What a dumbass. In Kansas City, Missouri, police had a good lead after they said a man who stole someone's identity to purchase a brand new Ford Explorer, that's high ambitions there, a photo of the suspect posing next to the vehicle at a Kansas City, Missouri dealership where he bought it. The police shared the police showed the photo of the unidentified person in the stolen KC Facebook group, broadcasting to local thieves saying, if you know who this is, please respond and all that. So the guy stole someone's ID, bought a $58,000 car with it, and then posed for it in front of the dealership, like thumbs up, like, hey, congratulations, John Doe, you've got a new car. Hey, and they posted on their billboard and stuff, Thank you so much. We've already identified the suspect, Kansas City police wrote. It turns out he was in custody already on the Kansas side for a different charge. Police did not reply to the request for more information of what the charges he was facing. Kansas City police also said they have turned over the case to the local prosecutor. So this guy was already in custody for something else. He stole a $58,000 vehicle right off the lot. Hey, I'm Joe Smith. Oh, are you? Yeah. Here's my card. Here's my record. And see you later. Oh, you qualify for everything. Good luck. Enjoy your car. Can I take a picture of you? Sure. I'm going to have a mask on. No one will know who I am. Give me a break. Now, someone who needs a break right now are restaurants out there, and just restaurants in general, because they can't find anyone to work there. They can bump the price up. Hey, I wanted my $15 an hour raise. They're giving it to you, and no one's showing up. Still, no. We want $15 minimum wage. Well, I don't want to flip hamburgers for less than $15. It's out there. You got it. You won. Go out there and get it. Nope. Why? Yeah, they're paying me to stay at home. Of course they are. In York County, South Carolina, the struggle to find people to work has been lingering impact of the pandemic, especially in the service industry. Many restaurants are struggling, running shorter hours and reducing menus because of staffing problems. About a dozen restaurants took part in a job fair, an actual job fair. You guys remember what those are? Where a whole bunch of people that need people to get hired, they open up like a cafeteria somewhere or like a fellowship hall at a church. Come on in. We'll try to coax you into working for us. And they said they did this past Monday. Are you ready for this? How many people? Let's see how many companies were there. Over a dozen restaurants. I said that. Sorry. I got to read my own writing here. Over a dozen restaurants took part in this job fair on Monday in Rock Hill. Guess how many people showed up? 6 people showed up. The turnout wasn't great, but businesses are hoping to build on experience. Texas Roadhouse was one of the restaurants at the job fair. Its Rock Hill location is down 50 employees. 50 employees. Every restaurant understaffed, and we're all trying to do our best. You've got the restaurant owner, you got the restaurant manager, and everyone's flipping hamburgers or flipping steaks and trying to get the peanuts off the floor and wipe your table down. Some places are offering signing bonuses and better benefits to attract workers. There's your $15 an hour. Go get it. Go get it and grab it now, because you know what happens when these things cancel. I said this before. When these things cancel, these unemployment benefits cancel, then the market's going to be full of all these unemployed people. They're going to have the pick of your litter. You don't have the pick of their litter. You have the pick of their litter. And so they're going to say, are you willing to work for 14? Yes. Are you willing to work for 13? Yes. Are you willing to work for 12? Oh, God, yes. Because that's what's going to happen when it gets right down to it. And you're going to be back down to $8 an hour. And I said this before in the past couple podcasts. You're shooting yourself in the foot. Now, one company that I don't know if this is an effect of it. Oops. So many windows open. I don't know if this is the effect of it, But a man claims he ordered Colgate mouthwash on Amazon and got sent a smartphone. You heard me right. An Indian man, when I say Indian man, not Native American, I'm talking over from India, claims that Amazon recently sent him a smartphone instead of a package of mouthwash that he ordered. Now, hold on a minute. Why is he ordering mouthwash? They don't, well, unless they saw that movie White Tiger. Now everyone knows how to brush their teeth. Oh, I know. We got a big fan base in India. Hopefully they'll get a laugh out of it, all right? Lokesh Daga of Mumbai, India, spent 396 Indian rupees, which is roughly about $5, on a 4-pack of Colgate mouthwash. Instead, he received a Redmi, Redmi Note Smartphone 10, which is over 30 times the amount. So like $150 if you're doing the math at home. While tweeting about his mishap, Daga said that because Amazon considered his mouthwash a consumable product, he was unable to exchange the phone. They said, no, you've got the phone, but on our records it says, consumable product, you can't send it back to us. So it's an auto response. So he goes, all right, you know what? I'll do the right thing. Although the shipping label was addressed to Daga, the invoice inside the actual package had the name of the person who bought the phone. So he said, you know what I'll do? I'll reach out to him and say, hey, look, this is your order number. I ordered Colgate mouthwash and I got your phone instead. Can I send it to you? Would you like me to mail it to you? How do you want to, I want you to get your stuff. I could care less. Well, I mean, maybe he does care less. So his little post went viral, and the shipping mistake, he got a lot of people outside of this realm saying, I'll give you 4 things of mouthwash for that phone and stuff. But yeah, I mean, the company has made similar mistakes in the past. A man placed an Amazon order for skin lotion, put it in the bag, put it in the basket. It puts the lotion in the basket. He ordered skin lotion worth about $4 US dollar, but received a pair of Bose headphones worth $260. Last year, according to Indian Express on Amazon, reportedly barred him from returning the headphones due to the location and deemed it non-refundable, or due to the lotion being deemed non-returnable. So you can't return the lotion. So they said, well, maybe that's your gamble. Maybe that's your new grift. Maybe you just go, I'll just order all these $4 and $5 items. I might get a TV. Oh, I need new dental sticks, the little dental floss things. Babe, order me $20 worth. It's like a scratch-off ticket. We might get a TV. They knock on the door. Here's your dental sticks. Wow, a 50-inch flat screen TV. How awesome. Bonus right out the door. So I'm sure they're getting shorthanded all across not necessarily the United States, but all across the world. They're being shorthanded with everyone closing up everything. They can't make microchips from a truck that I want to get, that I want to pay. You guys, I'd love to pay for a truck and get a truck, a nice truck. I want to get mouthwash, but yet I get a smartphone. I want to get some hand lotion, and I want to get, and then I end up with Bose headphones. Now, those trade-offs are pretty good. All right, we'll come back. Still a lot more of the show to get into, and the reason behind the whole gas shortage thing that we've been dealing with, of course, was it was being hacked. They wanted $4.4 million to turn everything back on. Well, they paid it. And when we come back, I'll dive into why they paid it. You're listening to Deacon Live right here on Prophet Radio. I'll be right back. Welcome back to Deacon Live. Make sure you follow us on all your social networks. And the way you do that is go to Prophet Radio, PROPHET Radio. While you're there, get yourself some free swag. Everyone wants something for free, right? Go over to the free swag section, fill out the little form there, and tell us what you want. There's 3 packages that are up there, one for Prophet Radio, one for Deacon Live, and also one for another podcast that I do. It's a little darker conversations. I know. This is kind of dark too, Deacon. No, this is light, believe me, compared to the other conversation that I do, and it's called Is This Going Somewhere? And there's some stickers and magnets and stuff. So if you want all 3, fill out the form a couple times, and believe me, I got enough to do. Like I said, I got enough to do without having to mess with your email address. I'll send it out to you self-stamped envelope all the way to your house. Believe me, out of the country, might take a little bit longer to get there, but bear with us because we do it in one big bundle. Instead of like one at a time, I try to send, 500 to 1,000 at a time when we send them out of the country. Now, speaking of people that can't or don't want to work or working long hours because no one wants to work, and in the service industry, long working hours are leading to the rise of a premature death, says WHO, the World Health Organization. Well, duh. Guess what would you think was going to happen? Long working hours are leading to hundreds and thousands of deaths per year, according to the World Health Organization and International Labor Organization. Working more than 55 hours a week in a paid job results in 745,000 deaths in 2016. Now, this is up from 5,090 in 2000. So we almost doubled that. And let's see what else. They said it's about, due to the fact that you don't move around, you don't do anything, it's heart disease. Heart disease, stroke is what's happening. Working more than 55 hours a week is dangerous, is associated with 35% higher risk of stroke and 17% risk of heart disease compared to working 30 or 40 hours a week. About 9% of the global population works longer than 40 hours a week. And with everyone sitting at home and able, you don't think about that. You don't think that when you're sitting at home and you've got your laptop in front of you, you're sitting on the couch, you're sitting on your bed, you're watching stuff in front of the TV and you're typing away and stuff. You're still working, you're still under stress, you're still doing something or nothing or all at the same time. But they say you need to get out, you need to stretch your legs, get out there and enjoy the world, enjoy life, get outside for a little bit. Stop sitting in front of your thing. So if you're working more than 40 hours or more than 55 hours a week, you might want to kind of sit back and look at yourself and say, how can I fix this so I'm not prematurely dying of something stupid as something that's preventable as a heart attack or a stroke or something like that. Now, some of us were dying, metaphorically, because of searching for gas. I told you the story that I drove a little bit out of my way to find gas, and thank God that I found gas. I was riding on fumes. And what actually happened if you're standing on a beach with your head in the sand, you don't know what's going on in this world, especially, I say, people outside the country. They might not know what goes on over here in the United States. Colonial Pipeline CEO tells why he paid hackers $4.4 million in ransom. Now, we've got a pipeline that shovels gas between Texas and up to the east coast of the United States, and that kind of feeds everyone. Everyone kind of taps into that. Like a big keg party, they tap into that, and they fill their gas stations up or fill their trucks up, and then it feeds the nation with all their gas. Their petrol, is what they say overseas. The operator of the Colonial Pipeline learned it was in trouble at daybreak on May 7th. Now, like I said, we're about 40% in the United States, on this side of the United States, of getting everyone back up and running. When the employee found out a ransom note from hackers in the control room by the computer. Hackers in the control room computer. By that night, the company's chief executive came to a difficult conclusion. He had to pay it. So what happened was, guy walks into his office, hey, Charles. Hey, Tom. What are you doing? And just checking on some stuff. Oh, really? How are the valves looking? Valves are looking good. What's this message blinking on your computer? Oh, what message? Message that says, you owe me $4.4 million. Oh, it's just an ad. It's just an ad for something. No, it's not. Click on it, and all of a sudden, big angry smile, devil face. We got your gas. I'm making this up. This is the way I see it, and I watched too many movies. Joseph Blunt, CEO of the Colonial Pipeline, told Wall Street Journal, I know, I get kind of off in my own little world as far as imaginations, said he authorized the ransom to be paid at $4.4 million because executives were unsure how badly the cyber attack was and how the breach was and the systems, or how long it would be down and how long it would take to bring the pipeline back up. Mr. Blunt, CEO, acknowledged publicly for the first time that the company had to pay the ransom, saying that it was an option that he felt he had to exercise given the stakes involved with the shutdown and such critical energy infrastructure that was happening. The Colonial Pipeline provides roughly 45% of the fuel on the East Coast, and throughout, the eastern side of the United States. I know this was a highly controversial decision, Mr. Blunt says. I didn't make it lightly, and I didn't take it lightly either. I admit that I was uncomfortable seeing that money go right out the door to people like this, but it was the right thing to do for the country. So you know what? Do you applaud him? Do you say, hey, man, that's great. You did a great job. You got us back on our feet. You got the tap rolling again to pay this fine. Now, let me tell you a little story. I have worked for 2 companies in the last couple years. Let's say the last 10 years. I've worked for 2 companies that have been hacked. One company that I worked for had a backup system. They had everything all set up, and they, hey, we've been hacked. They've got ransomware. No one touch any of your computers. Don't touch anything. No, don't open your emails or anything. They shut everything down. Click, 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 back. They had backup servers, all backup servers. Everything was good. And then boom, we were back in action because it was an online purchasing facility. People would place their orders outside of it, coming to the facility, and then orders would be placed. Kind of like Amazon. You place something at Amazon, someone literally has to go to aisle 14, shelf 197, in bin 42 and grab your 4-pack of Colgate mouthwash. Not the phone that's right next to it. No, 14A, 14B. So and then he comes back. So we were back up and running in probably less than 24 hours. Now, this other company that I work for, on a larger scale, had more employees and stuff, and they were essentially, and I hate to say it, a dinosaur. The dinosaur started in 1968 and never really updated anything past like Windows 5. So here I am. I'm in control of, 7,500 employees, 200,000 square foot warehouse, and I walk into work and everyone's kind of standing around. And I'm like going, "So guys, can I help you? Is this a surprise party for me?" And everyone's just kind of sitting there. And unfortunately or fortunately, however you look at it, it was a highly a Latin workforce, so not a whole lot of them spoke English. So I'm like, all right, well, here we go. Ay, que lástima. So I walk into the main office, and they're running around and papers flying like you see in the movies. Again, my own little world. Papers are flying, and they're trying to make copies and stuff. And I'm like going, what's going on? And one of the directors comes over to me. He goes, we've been hacked. And we're like going, all right, so again, I've been through this before. All right, so what you want to do is you want to run your backup systems back to your servers, go back to the last save date, make sure you pull everything offline, make sure that no one, clicks emails, no one does any of that stuff. And they looked at me like, what are you talking about? And I'm like, oh, what do you mean? What am I talking about? Don't you guys have this set up? No. So you're telling me you take orders all the way from New York down to Texas, all the way to the Triangle State of Florida, in that little area, and you don't have backup systems for all this stuff? No, we don't. So what are we doing? We'll get back to you tomorrow. All right. So you're going to tell your 100,000 customers? Anyways, long story short, it took them almost 2 weeks before anyone could do any work. No one could work. No one could pull an order. No one could grab a ticket, quote unquote ticket. No one could place an order. No one could pull anything. No trucks were moving. No nothing. At that point, I said, you know what? This place is probably not for me. And I feel bad because it was a great company, but that's what happened. All right, when we come back, enough about me. One of the most scariest things is your children when they're out of your hands or out of your sight or just venturing out in the world themselves. Now, luckily for us, or unfortunate for us, depending on who has kids and who doesn't have kids, our kids are working back into the school system. Schools are opening up. We are able to go back in and have, normal classes. Teachers don't want to be there. They were like, I get paid at home. I'm tenure. You can't fire me. Kids are now going back into school. So there's that panic, that anxiety, like I can't control, I'm a helicopter mom. I can't control what happens to my kid as soon as it gets on the bus or leaves for the afternoon or for the morning and not come back until the afternoon. Well, listen to what these group of kids did in the past couple weeks that'll impress you and also scare the shit out of you. You're listening to Deacon Live right here on Prophet Radio. I'll be right back. Welcome back to Deacon Live. If you'd like to be part of the show, you can do that at any time. Just go to prophetradio.com, click on the little If you want to be part of Deacon Live at any time, there's a little blue bar at the bottom right-hand side of the page that says Be Heard. Now, what that does is that opens up a little microphone on your phone, your smartphone, your tablet, computer, and it leaves you can talk to us and can't even talk right. Welcome back to Deacon Live. If you'd like to be part of the show, the way you do that is go to prophetradio.com, click on the little blue bar at the very bottom right-hand side of the screen, it says Be Heard, leave a little voice message, and it comes directly here to the show, and we'll play it on the podcast. You can talk about anything you want, anything that we talked about in the past couple years or so, or anything during this podcast. Click on that, opens up a microphone on your tablet, your smartphone, or your desktop, and we can get you on the phone, on the podcast here, and you can hear yourself. Hey, look at me, I'm on the air, I'm famous. I'm famous. Now, this one kid right here got famous for the wrong reason, and it ended up being a great situation in the long run. A great ending to the whole thing. So a video shows 11-year-old girl sitting at the bus stop. Remember I said everyone's going back to school, now kids are waiting at the bus stop. And if you're in a small little community, sometimes you're the only one at that bus stop. The video shows 11-year-old girl escaping attempted kidnapping while waiting for the school bus in Pensacola, Florida. A 11-year-old girl who escaped attempted abduction is being called a hero after video footage was released showing how she defended herself against a stranger attempting to carry her inside of his vehicle. Now, here you go. If you're watching this on the Deacon Live section of the website, you can see this video right here. So here she is. It's looks like a little, like she's sitting by a fire hydrant, a little grassy area, and there's no sound or anything. So she's just sitting there, and what she's doing is she's playing with like the blue slime or whatever. And this guy in a white SUV pulls up to the stop sign, and there's a longer video. I'm not going to show it now, but he drives around a couple times. He jumps out of the SUV and runs straight toward her, tackles her, and throws her book bag on the ground, and he's trying to drag her into the car. Well, what happens is she had that blue slime or whatever all over, or she was playing with, got all over him, got all over her. He freaked out, ran back to his car, and then she grabs her backpack and takes off. And luckily her parents were still home and explained the situation. So surveillance video shows a girl sitting at the bus stop at Pensacola on Tuesday morning while a Dodge Journey, they make those anymore, drove by and returned about a minute later. The girl immediately grabbed her things and started to run, but the man attacked her. His name is Jared Paul Sanga, Sanga. He grabbed the girl. The struggle stopped when the two fell on top of each other before eventually he let her go and he ran back to his vehicle. She quickly ran down to her place. Luckily, her mom was still home. The girl reportedly was able to run home and notify her parents of the incident, and her parents called law enforcement. Stanga, Stanga, was arrested later in Escambia County when the public asked for tips identifying the man seen in this video. Well, what happened was he was walking around the shopping malls and stuff. He went back to a shopping mall, or I don't know, Walmart. I guess he was in the middle of shopping, and he had that blue shit all over him. So they put like out an APB, hey, look out for this guy. He's got like blue gack on him. Sure enough, found him, caught him, and he is now in jail for attempted kidnapping of a child. And he has a long list of sexual abuse for children under the age of 13. Come on, people. Come on. Can we do something with these guys? Literal guys. You see teachers abusing students, but this is like, you don't see women running out there grabbing little boys and pulling them in, or do you? And I'm not seeing them on the news. You see males doing this. Bastards. Now, something you might not see before. This is a first for me as well. A South Carolina school bus driver says that kindergarten's curiosity helped them stop the armed carjacking of a school bus. I know. It sounds like something from a movie. It could be a horror movie if you do it right. On May 17th, Columbia, South Carolina, a South Carolina school bus driver who kept us cool during the whole entire armed carjacking hailed All 18 children are the real hero of this high-pressured encounter. Kenneth Corbin spoke exclusively to us on Monday about how he was able to hold off the gunman and what the students said to the man that helped keep them at a safe distance for about 6 minutes. The kids were the one who actually got the gentleman off the bus, and they pretty much had my back as much as my concerns were with them, Corbin said. At the end, when they started questioning him, it seemed like they frustrated him with all the questions, and his main objective was to get to the next town on this bus. But I think we were only going to get down the road about 4 miles, and he just got frustrated and jumped off the bus. He said, "Let me off here. I'm out of here." So what happened was this gentleman, Hovan Golazaz, I'm sorry, Collazo, Kozo, 23-year-old trainee from New Jersey, in his third week of Fort Jackson, appeared to be trying to get home. I'm done. I'm out of here. I don't want to do this anymore. I don't want to be in boot camp anymore. He remains in custody, facing 24 charges, including 19 counts of kidnapping, 18 kids plus a bus driver. Here's the actual surveillance video. And the way you see this is go to prophetradio.com and click on Deacon Live, and you can see this video as well. So here we go. Let's see what happens.
On my 30th year,
fourth year apprentice for over 36 years.
22 years now.
I've been in the...
So here he is. Let me blow this up for you so you can see all the details. So he runs up to the... Oh, there is sound. So he runs up to the open door. He's got an army shirt on. And he's like, drive. He's like, I'm out of here. It looks like he's got like an AR. He's trying to drive and duck underneath this guy's gun. So he's drive, get out of town.
Come on.
As we were traveling, I guess he realized there were several students on the bus and kind of got scattered throughout. He decided to move all the students up to the front so he could keep us at close proximity. When he did that, especially some of the kindergartners started asking questions. Hey, mister, are you a soldier? And he hesitantly answered, yes. And then they started asking him, why are you doing this? And he never answered. And then they said, are you going to hurt us? He said, no. And he was like, are you going to hurt our bus driver? He said, no, I'm going to put you off this bus. And then a whole bunch of other questions, like curious little 6-year-old. They don't understand what's happening in this world. And he goes, stop. These kids are asking, why are you saying that? Have you seen this? My mommy says this. And, you get bombarded with 18 kids like, Land of the Living Dead. And they're looking at you and asking you, can you help me? Can you help me? And, and he just panicked and got off the bus. Anyways, they found him. And he was trained. Corbin, the bus driver, was trained to handle hostage situations, and he intentionally pushed his hands out to signify to the man that he was not allowed on the bus. No. I told him twice, but he came back on the bus, and sure enough, he got frustrated with all the little kids, so the little kids saved the day. How about that, huh? One for the good. You need to take them to have a pizza party somewhere. Maybe, like a Shoney's or not pizza party. Go to Chuck E. Cheese or something. You guys have Chuck E. Cheese where you're at? Showtime Pizza, look it up. They're great. All right, when we come back, you got your ticket for the full blood flower moon that's coming up? Well, I've got the best seat in the house, and I'll tell you how to get it. Stick around. You're listening to Deacon Live right here on Prophet Radio. I'll be right back. Welcome back to Deacon Live. Make sure you follow us on all our social networks, and the way you do that is go to Prophet Radio, Prophet Radio. And don't forget, all the musical artists that you hear on this show are independent and would love you to listen to them and show some love for them as well. And you see them over on Prophet Radio's landing page. Now, airplanes are opening up. They're letting more and more people on. And we haven't had a whole lot of flying, whole lot of air traffic and stuff. And now that we're getting on planes, just like restaurants, we're starting to act like it's the first time on this planet. An airline passenger who tried to open the cockpit door and hit a flight attendant in the face twice is facing the year's largest fine from the the Federal Aviation Administration of $52,000. The passenger on December 23rd, Delta Airlines flight from Honolulu to Seattle, that's a pretty long trip, is one of 4 unruly passengers the agency announced on Monday, seeking fines against them as it's under its zero tolerance policy. The increase of the fines as the number of passengers rise. More than 1.8 million people were screened on Sunday by the TSA, the most since March of 2020. The agency screened more than 1.9 million passengers, and the number of airlines is actually down 61% in 2020. The agency reports has not screened fewer people in more than 2 months. So we're starting to get back on the planes, but we're acting like idiots. The FAA says the passengers facing large fines also refused to comply with the cruise member's instructions, threatening the flight attendant, and slipped out of his plastic handcuffs during the flight. While it's unclear if the highest fine is ever sought by an agency, this is the most announced this year. The largest fine the agency can seek is $35,000, but multiple offenses can result in higher penalties. So I guess he, pulled on the door, was slapping bitches around. He was just getting, and there was 4 other people on the flight with him. So he's smacking and climbing and pissing and scratching, and his accomplices got fined, some at $13,000, some at $9,000, but altogether the 4 of them racked up about $53,000 of because they had to land the plane. They had to put it down somewhere else, and everyone's like, shit. If it was me, I would have jumped up and put the guy in. If he's just smacking people around and being an asshole, come on, someone's got to jump up, especially after 9/11. You saw the movie, what was it, Flight 93, where the guys took charge, put the guy in the headlock and rammed his head into the freaking side of the plane. We got to do that now. We're our own air marshal when stupid stuff like this happens. Shut up! Sit down! That type stuff. And then, of course, he's going to bark at you. Now, this flight right here seems to be the most enjoyable. Well, first of all, I hope you like flying, and I hope you like flying really high. This flight right here, flying out of Australia. The Supermoon scenic flights to take passengers closer to the total lunar eclipse. Cosmic cocktails and super moon cakes, they should say moon pies, but I guess they don't have cakes or pies over in Australia, are on the menu for the May 26th journey above the clouds. For the most part, on May 26th, the total lunar eclipse means stepping outside at the right time during the night, just like you and me, or turning on to a live stream. Some lucky flyers out of Australia will begin to board the Qantas plane, soar above the clouds, and witness a supermoon and the eclipse double feature from the air. The moon's viewing is the entire destination for about 2.5 hours. So what they have is this Dreamliner flight, the B787 super scenic flight, which takes off from Sydney. And Qantas says that it has the largest windows for everyone to see out at, for moon gazing and stuff like that. It's the largest flight that has the largest windows for moon gazing. Astronomer Vanessa Moss, from Australia's Commonwealth, is helped designing the flight path and will be on board the plane to provide commentary. If you look over to your left, there's the moon. And if you don't know, it is approximately, 5.6 miles away, or 5.6 billion miles away, blah, blah, blah. And don't mind the space the space debris as we fly around. The plane will be able to climb above the clouds and give passengers uninterrupted look at the super flower blood moon eclipse in the night sky. So this phenomenon, the lunar eclipse, happens when the moon moves in front of the Earth's shadow, which blocks the sunlight. Unlike a solar eclipse, you can look directly at the moon with the naked eye, and it's not going to mess up your eyebrows or your eyebrows or your eyeballs. You're not going to lose your retinas and stuff. This month's total lunar eclipse has all sorts of names. So they kind of combine it all together, super moon, flower moon, blood moon. So now it's the super flower blood moon. There's a reason for the exotic sounding nicknames, the lunar eclipse and stuff. So there you go. Now the flight, these tickets, unfortunately, guys, I'm sorry, it's sold out. I know. So the prices range on average for the seat for the two and a half hour flight in US dollars is about $1,165. Qantas promises cosmic cocktails, supermoon cakes. Since the flight isn't going anywhere, they'll be up and back. So there's no checking baggage, there's no ticket, there's no problem. All you have to do is just say, here's on your phone, your app. Here, scan my little QR code. Beep, beep. All right, you're good to go. And there you have it. So you're flying around. That would be kind of cool. As I go through puberty there, that would be kind of cool to see from the air. And maybe that's what Elon Musk is getting ready to do. Maybe some of those flights would be cooler. You could charge a lot more for things like this if you just want to get out and get above the clouds a little bit more, especially at night if you want to see meteor showers and stuff. Maybe this is the avenue you take instead of having all these angry, crazy passengers beating everyone up, flying from Seattle to over the ocean. I've never gone across big ocean parts like that, but it could drive you insane. All right, guys, thanks for letting me drive you insane. I'd like to thank each and every one of you for listening to us, downloading us. Make sure you go over to Prophet Radio, Prophet Radio. Click on all our sponsors. Click on all the bands that you heard here on the broadcast and show them some love. And I'd like to thank you guys for listening to us. My name is the Deacon saying good night and good night.
Wait, come back.
This is the absolute end.
Écoute-moi.
Oh, let me switch. Bye. See you later.